the Quaternion. Why are you way down there? What have I forgotten? Oh, you're back there, yeah. Okay, I've got a lot of objects now, hopefully, instantiated in that space of where I need them to be. See what happens with them. Errors. Object. Aha. Russian spelling. There they are. All of them going to that place. All at once. Occasionally they run into each other, get startled, come back. Okay. It's a little strange that these spheres, the spheres, they all have this seek script. And it's a fixed target, 407. If I want them to go somewhere else, I have to come in here and change those numbers. I would rather this be some kind of game object that I can move around in the world, hopefully with a script, or with other stuff in later times. So let's make an empty game object. Call it the target. Enrich my population script. There's my target. And I need to change my seek script to no longer be a vector3, but some kind of game object. So my target has to be something else down here now. My target must talk to its what? It's transform.position. Yes, the target's a game object. It has a transform, and it has a position. Okay. Nobody's happy right now because they don't have that object. But they will soon. Notice how they're being dynamically generated. And because it's down here in the prefabs, it's hard to push them together. I'm going to have to do this dynamically. I'm going to have to go back here and say, hey, this is why I saved your name. Go get the component of this object you just made, called the seek script. What does it have? It has a target. And there it is. Equals the target in this file. As they're created now, they should all go towards 0, 0, 0. Over they are.
You haven't dragged in the target prefab.
Perfect. Into the sphere. Oh, right, I set it up and said, hey, this is target, and there's nothing there. Okay, perfect. Target, target.
They went around the other side.
They went around the other side. Where are you going, guys? Where are you going?
Target was on the other side of the plane. Maybe, no, they just went away.
Target should be at 0, 0, 0. I'm still getting this message about the target being unassigned.
Populator, you assign it to the null value. And you drag it to the seek script, but not to the populator.
Oh, I dragged it to the wrong thing. Thank you so much. Yes. Project. Populator. your target needs to be this. Otherwise, one object is in there. Now they all go to the middle. Yes. Perfect. That's much better. That's what I wanted to see. Yay. Okay. Questions about adding in a bunch of things?
Did you need that target equals target statement in the script? Because when you drag the target into the menu over here, doesn't that do the assignment for you?
On this sphere it does. I could try to apply this. Let's see if I can get it to stick, but it still is bold here. Because
in the populator script.
So in the populator script, I definitely needed it. I need it to be right there.
No, but like inside the code, if you go into populator script and you say daylock.getComponent C script dot target equals target.
Yes.
When you drag in target, it automatically assigns target to that thing you put in the box.
It assigns target here.
But since you did it, he was saying since you did it on accident with the other one, that it already is assigning it. It's assigned in the prefab, I think was his. Yeah. It's like if you go to the.
It didn't. We
Target.
saw evidence that it didn't.
Okay.
Because they all just went everywhere. And I think it's because only that one got the target, not the ones that were newly instantiated. So if you make things from scratch, they need to have something plugged into it if it's not part of the prefab already. Yeah?
Your populator is overwriting what you were putting into the prefab whenever it was creating an object. It was saying, whatever target you have right now, it's wrong. Take this null value and
Right. Make sure that whatever was here is now your new target. And I think they were null when they get created. This is how I've understood it. It was null. Now here's your new thing getting plugged into that component. Okay, so we have lots of these objects running around. Let's see what else we can do. We want to debug them. If we're noticing they're not going in the right directions, they're not making things happen, then there's a cool thing called a gizmo in Unity. Has anybody played with or seen the gizmos? Okay, you've seen them. They are sort of these things that if you click on an object, you can see the sphere, you can see things around it, you can see the mesh. Those are somewhat related to the gizmos. But we can add our own gizmos so that we can visualize more. Print statements are great, but if we've got this visual scene environment that we can go debug in, we want to have visual debugging tools. So that's what the gizmos are going to give us. Let's make some gizmos show up. Let's see where I put those gizmos. Yes, here it is. On my thing that is seeking, I want to know what direction it's going. I want to know where are you supposed to be going, because then I can debug if I have the wrong spot, if it's not going in the right direction, I can move that stuff around. So, void Ondraw Gizmos is our new method, and we want to make a gizmo happen. Not gizmos, but gizmo, oh, it is mos, equals color.yellow. Let's make a yellow gizmo. And then draw array from my position in a certain direction. Direction I'm going to use is transform forward. Lowercase t, transform forward. Okay, so now every time this happens, we should be seeing some bright yellow lines show up. Do you see yellow lines in our objects? Okay, we can also see them out here in the game. There's this little gizmos button here. and it lets us visualize gizmos while we're playing the game. This is really convenient for us to be able to debug and see what's happening. So I want to make them a little bit longer, just so that I can see them from farther away. This is their forward direction of where they're trying to go. Now that doesn't look too good, does it? Something's strange. They all moved in a certain direction, but these gizmos are pointed off in strange places. By changing your position with these forces, you're not really changing your forward. You're just giving yourself a force. So if I'm looking this way and I apply a force that way, it just shifts me this way, and I'm still looking in a certain direction. So it looks kind of weird, especially if they're not just spheres in your world, but they're actual objects with faces and fronts. You don't want them to just be navigating sideways to come towards you. You'd rather have them say, that's where I need to go, and follow that direction. So we need to make sure that we're rotating things so that we're looking in the right direction of where we want to go. So these gizmos helped us discover this strange underlying error in our code. So let's fix it. I want to change my forward direction. If I'm being pushed this way, I'm going to say, well, maybe that's the way I should be looking. That's what I want to do. We could do that instantly, but a better way to do it is to do it with linear interpolation. So linear interpolation is called lerping, and when you do it smoothly, it's called slurping. That's just what happens. So I can't look up the Unity documents on the web, but let's look here about slurp. See? It's there. It's in the documentation to slurp things. So the Quaternions, those strange four-dimensional rotation objects, have a way to slurp. I know, it's just weird to say it, but they do. They slurp from one direction to another direction. Over time, you tell them how you want it to change piece by piece. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to rotate and slurp our forward direction in the direction that we're moving. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work here. So when we update it, we've got the direction we want to go. Let's just fix that up slightly to make everything match. This is my desired direction, normalized. That desired direction is where I want my forward to be. So I'm going to slowly interpolate myself so that my forward matches my desired direction. So find out my desired direction, add a force to push myself in that direction, give myself something that looks in that direction. What is this going to be? Quaternion. What is the Quaternion object? I have a nice vector, but what is the Quaternion representation of that rotation? We've got to see what that is. And now we can say my rotation is equal to the Quaternion slurp